gonna do that for next time. Hello, everyone. Welcome. Let us know you're there. Let us know where you guys are tuning in from. Welcome to our planning webinar. We're going to be talking about February lessons tonight. We got all things Olympics and more. And Carly, do you have any announcements you want to say?
Did you share it to Instagram?
Did I share this to Instagram?
Did you bring up the giveaway?
I didn't. No, but I do have the giveaway tool going. But it is in theory also shared to YouTube where it will save.
Yeah, we just wrapped up our winter summit a couple weeks ago.
Yeah.
And we had an amazing keynote from Barney Salzberg, the author illustrator of Beautiful Oops.
Yeah. Hello, people. Hello, Barbara, Grace, Michelle. Welcome.
If you are a member, you have access to the replays for a year. So if you haven't got to check that out yet, make sure that you do that. If you are not a member, you can still sign up and get access to all the replays.
Hello, Arizona friends.
If you comment club, you will be sent a discount code to register for the membership, which includes all of our summits and all of our resources.
Yeah, if you're not yet a member, it's a great time to join. We've got all the lessons we talk about. You can download infinite amount of lessons. Yeah, hello, people, North Carolina, Ohio, Oregon, Ohio. Interesting. It's 2 states in one, but I'm getting Oregon's the city.
If you want to follow along with Connie Ann and all the lessons she is going over, if you're a member, you'll go to the February section and download the guide at the top of the February section. If you are not a member, you can just comment February, just the month February. And if you type that in, our automated little robot responder will send you the free February guide so you can follow along with everything Connie Ann is going to talk about.
A fellow Hoosier, another Indiana. We're in Elkhart, Indiana. So we're near South Bend. Awesome. Welcome. Yeah, okay. We're testing to see if the mini chat works, and I'm not seeing any responses, Carly. But
I tested it out before and it sent me the message. So even though it might not be responding back to people, it should. Let us know.
It doesn't give an automatic comment. It just messages them.
They should have a message in their Facebook inbox.
Oh,
yes.
Okay. Cool.
We might not have the automatic response set up, but it should still send them the message. So, yeah.
Let's go ahead and get started. You guys ready to get started? We're going to hand it off to Connie Ann. And, did we say for the giveaway? Can we tell people what they're going to win?
Did we not do that? She's going to do that too.
Okay.
If you haven't commented, make sure that you comment whether you're saying February to get the free February guide or you're telling us where you're from.
Just say anything and you're automatically entered.
You are entered to win. We're giving away, in honor of the Winter Games coming up next month, we are giving away 2 copies, so 2 winners of the book Tacky and the Winter Games, which is a fun one when you are doing any Winter Games STEM challenges in your classroom. It is a fun one to read beforehand. So, okay, we're actually going to disappear now and let Connie Ann do her thing.
All right, guys, welcome to our February planning webinar. Hope everyone had a nice long break. We had 3 weeks off, which was absolutely amazing, but super hard to come back from. But yeah, we are planning for February already. So if you haven't been here before, my name's Connie Ann. I am in charge of literacy and innovation at Randolph Elementary School on Randolph Air Force Base, which is right outside of San Antonio, Texas. And I teach pre-K through 5th grade STEM there. And then for the last couple of years, I've been lucky enough to be a curriculum developer here with Carly and Adam. If you ever have questions, you can reach out at Roussel at RFISD, or you can find my Instagram, which is at STEMtasticMama. Like Carly said, our giveaway tonight is Tacky and the Winter Games. So anything that you comment will be your entry into our giveaway. And we're going to give away 2 copies of that at the end. And we'll give you a little reminder of that as well. So if you want access to everything that we're going over tonight and you are not a member yet, if you also comment club, then you will get a coupon code that will help you get a discount on your first month or first year, depending on how you'd like to do that. But we've got, I think, 14 new lessons today. So you definitely do not want to go to Teacher Pay Teacher and buy all those individually. You'll want to sign up for the membership. All right, so pre-K. Pre-K, our first week is 10 Grouchy Groundhogs. So last year we created that for kindergarten, but I thought that would be a good bridge of like building things and counting with pre-K. So we updated this one into the pre-K format. So it starts with the build. This is the old picture, so I'm not actually having them do tape on it. They'll just be building with like the paper towel rolls and some Duplos. So we simplified the engineering part of it. Then we added, once again, a movement piece where they get up and dance and sing along, and then counting the groundhogs at the end. So that has been updated, and that is our week 1 for pre-K. Going along, we are also still adding those pre-K centers. So for week 2, we are doing more pre-K centers and focusing on colors this time. So there's a good variety to pick from of low prep centers for you to do with your pre-K students. So everything you're going to see this month, week 1 and 2, is going to be more like seasonal or on theme for February / Valentine's Day, Black History Month. And then week 3 and 4 are all going to be our Olympic theme. So we wanted to bring that all the way down to our little learners. And in week 3, we are doing winter game mats with Play-Doh. So in here, they've got all the different events in the Winter Olympics, and they're using Play-Doh to cover the pictures and practice those fine motor skills of rolling and placing the Play-Doh on the mats. Week 4, we are diving into some unplugged coding with our pre-K students. And so we're using these coding cards you've seen probably before in some of our other lessons. But so we're going to kind of take them along this pathway of understanding coding and how they move around. But then in there as well, we're putting in some different events from the Olympic Games. So like if they're step on the bobsled one, then they have to like scrunch down really low and then stand back up. If they are on the figure skating one, then they're doing a little twirl. So it has some movement as they're going around and moving, and just gives them a nice little intro to what unplugged coding is. There's also a book that goes with this one, Max and Marla, which is included as well as an option for you in that lesson. Moving into kindergarten, the 100th day of school is such a special event for our kindergartners. So we wanted to make sure that we had the option of adding those 100th day of school centers in there. So there's a variety. One of my favorites you can see in that top left picture is when they get to make their 100th day of school crown. It's always so cute when the little ones are walking around with crowns. And then week 2, we have got a little science lesson going on with light and shadows, and pairing that with the night before Groundhog Day. And they're exploring those things together with the shape of the groundhog. Week 3, we have a new figure skating lesson. So prior, we had a number of Winter Olympic STEM lessons, but they were basically they were all 3 to 5. So we wanted to make sure that we had a variety. So we've added K to 2 lessons, pre-K to 2 lessons, all along with the Winter Games as well. So here's our first one, figure skating. Here they're going to color in their rink. They're going to put that onto a paper plate. They're going to have their little skater on there with a paper clip so that when they put a magnetic wand underneath, they can move it around and have their skater twist and twirl. And then if you want to, there's a little judges panel that you can add to the side of the paper plate to make it a little more authentic. Then for week 4, we have the skeleton challenge. So here they have a little printable of a man doing the skeleton. In all of these, we have also like a little bio about what that sport is in like a quick 4-part synopsis that you can share with them, some vocabulary in each of them. And then there's also reading passages. The younger grades have multiple choice questions, and then the older classes have open-ended questions. Oh, one thing about the lesson with kindergarten. So today with my kiddos in kinder, I did snowmen at night. And so they were building sleds for their snowmen. And I know the first time I did it with kindergarten, I had like so much anxiety over it with giving them tape and having them build these things, but like trust the process. They are able to come up with these things and figure them out. And our kiddos did a great job with it today. First grade, we are doing how to catch a groundhog. This one was new last year. And so you're making a apparatus for a zip line that the groundhog can get away with. We're giving these 2 days because we want to make sure, especially with our younger kids, we're having enough time to do it. So when I do this one, I will have them plan and build on day 1. And then on day 2 is when we'll test everything out and talk about it and have that reflection time. Week 3, we have the luge STEM challenge. So here they are building the luge sled with our little athlete there as well. All of these you can use large pieces of cardboard if you want to have them like send them down to see how they work. You can cover those if you want. Sometimes I know our laminator always does a lot of extra like tail at the beginning and end of the lamination. So I've used those before to make like a flat surface for the kids to send things down. Corrugated plastic from like yard signs work really good. But it's fun for them to test it and see how well their challenges stay together afterwards. Then week 4 is the skiing challenge. So here, little bit different than the sled idea. They're taking skis and building that and then sending them down to see how they go. Now with these stories, with these challenges, week 3 in each of the grade levels has a story that goes along with it. Week 4 does not, but as we'll talk about later, you can mix and match and interchange them however you'd like. Second grade groundhog gets a say. So this one kind of uses the science of how we did the figure skating with kindergarten. They're using a printable that they're putting on a paper plate, and then they're able to have the groundhog move around using a magnet or magnetic wand behind it. And here they're getting more technical into the different parts of the burrow and where the groundhog goes, and it takes them all through that. Next, then we have Groundhog Day. So another just like fun activity, helping the groundhog. You could see there right above his head, he has some sunglasses on and a special little umbrella. So they're trying to keep the groundhog safe so he doesn't see a shadow and get scared away, and he can make it to the Groundhog Day party. For second grade, our first week is Winter Games speed skating. So this one, another magnetic. So on this one, they are going to build little skates for it. There's a variety of items they can use to build it. They're going to put their little speed skater on, and then they are going to add a magnet to the speed skater. And then they are going to use either the force of the magnets repelling to push it across the table, or they're going to use that pull to try to pull it across as the magnet tries to attract to the wand. Week 4, we have build a bob run. So kind of like the idea of a marble run, but with the idea of the Winter Games, they're making a bob run for the bobsled. On there's it tells them special specifications about like how many parts have to be straight, how many turns there has to be. And then you can either do it with a marble, or in the guide, you'll be able to see where I just took a 2x4 Lego flat and then took a little minifigure and clipped it on and made kind of like a pseudo bobsled for it to travel down, and made it a little bit more interesting that way. Third grade, here we have some Black History Month. I Am Ruby Bridges is our first one. So in that book, it tells the story of Ruby Bridges. It has some great illustrations. I was fortunate enough to meet the illustrator a couple years ago at a conference, And he was signing the book, and that was the first time I saw it. So I created this challenge shortly after that. And in here you have a printable of Ruby Bridges, and then they're using a variety of non-consumable makerspace, or you could do it with consumable makerspace materials. And they're building a desk for her classroom. Next is I Am Jackie Robinson. And as you can see there, they need to engineer a special mitt that will help a baseball player keep the ball in the mitt easier. There they had some pipe cleaners that they added to the side to help keep the ball inside. Week 3 for 3rd grade is your bobsled challenge. In here, we're starting to add the idea of weight and how weight affects the speed of a vehicle. So here with the bobsled, they can experiment to see if they're using nuts or washers or pennies. Well, I guess they still exist for the time being. You can use, and so they can build their bobsled, and then you could have multiple kids, if you want, come up with them and race them down and see which one travels quickest. Next, we have curling. So both of these are remakes of previous ones, but they were updated with vocabulary and with those pages that have the brief synopsis of the challenge of this sport to try to help students understand it better. And then, of course, all the slides are in there as well with the videos. Here is curling. So once again, they're working with weight inside that tin foil. They're adding pennies, washers, nuts to get a certain amount of weight. And then they're actually playing against another team or another person and having a little curling game amongst themselves. Fourth grade, we have some more Black history here with May Among the Stars. So this one, my students always love. They're taking that space shuttle and they are making like a paper wrap in the back to help it work on a straw, so then they can make a straw rocket from it, or straw shuttle. And then week 2, counting on Catherine, talking about Katherine Johnson and her contributions to the space and how she helped the space landing. So in here, you are building the capsule and helping it to slowly re-enter the atmosphere like Katherine Johnson did. Week 3 is snowboarding. In here, they have a variety. Instead of having a printable, they're also making their little snowboarder here with their materials. And then you can race them down again. With all these, they also have to think about balance and making sure not only what is going to go fast, what's going to stay upright so it can move efficiently down the ramp. Week 4, then we have ice hockey. This is another one where you can have some competition. They are building the nets and placing the goalie there. They are also building hockey sticks and a little puck that you can either have them make or prep it ahead of time. And then they can actually have a little hockey game in between them, see who could score the most goals. Then lastly, we have 5th grade. For 5th grade, we're doing some President's Day, USA kind of theme these first 2 weeks. So the first one is Mount Rushmore. And I had kind of just randomly tossed this one in a couple years ago. When I forgot what was going on, that I just needed a quick one. And they really enjoyed doing this. I mean, there's that bit of competition, especially in 5th grade, that they love. So being able to see which one was the tallest or the widest, they enjoyed that competition piece as they were building them. So first is going to be that Mount Rushmore building. They're using straws and seeing what they can build and then attaching the faces of the presidents onto there. Then week 2, we have the U.S. Landmark Challenge card. So if you haven't been on the membership or you're just joining, we have a bunch of task cards that are on there with all different types of themes. And so I'm going to go over some new ones that we just added. But these ones are for landmarks. So it actually has photographs of different landmarks across the U.S. There's also world landmarks that you can do. But what's great about these, it's not particular to a certain product. So any non-consumables you have, you can just put out for them, and then they can build whatever they'd like. Week 3, we have the biathlon STEM challenge. So here they're making a ping pong shooter for the target practice of the biathlon. It also has a additional piece that you can add where you can do a printable of a ski if you want to have them like put their foot on the ski and kind of scoot around the room to simulate the idea of the biathlon before they get to the shooting part. And then the ski jump is our last one that we have. Once again, they're making their skier, they are making skis, and you can see they are those nuts on there. So they are using the idea of weight and seeing how to balance as well as increase speed for the ski jump. Like I mentioned before, week 3 of each lesson has a book that's already paired with it, and it's in the slides already. However, there is a variety of different winter game books. Really, if you just have one, if you're just doing the winter games, you could use the same book for every single grade and then diversify the lessons that you're doing after the fact. Or if you want to mix things up a bit, then here's some different options for you. Important thing to remember, the winter games, let me get into that. The winter games is only every 4 years. That means if with your K-2 students, you decided, which is what I'm doing, for the whole month of February, I want to just go through and do all those K-2 lessons with all my students K-2. They are going to be in 3rd through 5th grade by the time the Olympics come around again in that bracket. So none of them are going to be repeating lessons. So if you want to do more, like have a whole month long of all the winter games, then you can do that. Also, if you were here when we did our summer games, then there's also some winter games medals that are there. So you can print those, you can put some string on them, or here we've got some red, white, and blue ribbon, which the Amazon link for that is in the guidebook for tonight. In there as well, you can do where if you want to have a competition with students, they can pick a country, they can do a little report on it. And then as you have your competitions in class, they can earn gold, silver, and bronze medals that you can keep track of, or as the winter games is going on, which is nice because when we did this with the summer, we were out of school, so we couldn't really do anything with it. But if you want to be tracking the winter games with your students, there's also printables for a bulletin board and all different flags of countries that you can put up the country and then keep updating on there what medals are being won and incorporate some math with it that way. All right, so other ideas, if you're looking for something different, we just added New Year pattern blocks as well. So in those challenge cards and mats, we have a bunch of different ones with, like I said, some of the challenge cards are more open-ended, like the landmark ones, and other ones are specific to different things, like here with the pattern block. So New Year's was just added. These winter task cards were already on. So we had ones with Lego or Duplo. We had the pattern blocks. We had geo boards. And then these are getting uploaded soon. We just added magnetic tiles, winter snap cubes, and the winter hashtag blocks. Just a note, with the magnetic tiles, they now make mini ones, and I feel like those are a great option for the task cards. Just because it keeps it smaller on the table with some of these builds, it's easier for students, especially the younger ones. If you were not at this summit, like Carly and Adam said, if you're a member, you're already in. If you're joining, you can still go back and replay all the sessions from our summit. Mine on there was about bright ideas with our students and how you do not need a lot of time or a lot of supplies to have them come up with some great things. So if you need to go back, you can rewatch that. And if you saw it and forgot about the task cards, those are now in the membership as well. where you can download. These are just quick task cards with simple supplies that they would need. And then these are great for substitutes. They're great for, I know because my schedule sticks to the day of the week, I often run into this time with like my Wednesday, Thursday classes where I have extra meeting times with them. But I haven't finished other lessons with like my Monday, Tuesday, Friday classes. So these are a great kind of like filler where they're still doing STEM stuff, but it's giving me the time to catch up with those other classes that I've missed. Yes, as a first week back to school, like refresher of expectations, they're great to add to those as well. And then we also have some new Valentine's Day task cards. Those are coming to the membership soon. They're just getting finalized. Those are going to have snap cube puzzles, pattern blocks, hashtag blocks, and those magnets again. And then another option is Valentine's Day centers. We made those a couple years ago. There's a variety on there. If you're not used to our centers, they're going to have usually about 12 options for you. And then you can pick and choose what you want to do. When I run centers, if I'm doing them K to 5, I'll usually keep like maybe 4 of them out for everyone. And then pick like 2 simpler ones that I keep out for K to 2. And then 2 more challenging ones that I switch those 2 out and add the other ones for 3 to 5 or 2 to 5. All right, so each month I like to show a little bit about what's going on at our school. At the beginning of the year, we talked about the Globaling Travel Mural. This is something that Shannon McClintock Miller started with her sister a couple years, who's also a librarian. And here is ours for this year. We're still waiting for a couple more pieces to come in. If you weren't here back then, the idea of the traveling mural is your students build a mural that is 10 feet long. After they build the mural, you take a picture of it fully, and then you cut it into 1-foot sections. You keep one section, and then you mail the other 9 sections to the 9 different schools that are part of your like cohort. And then they mail you a piece of theirs. So here you can see the variety that I've gotten so far. So like I said, I'm just waiting for a couple new pieces, but this is, I believe, my 4th year participating in it. And I'm always amazed at what the different schools do and the ideas that come up with it. So if you haven't done it before, check it out next year, and it's a fun way to participate. I wanted to share something that we ended up doing. So like I said, I'm in charge of the library and our STEM program. And even though I am our librarian, I'm actually never in the library doing checkout or anything like that. And one of the struggles we've had is with the demands of curriculum time for our teachers and finding time to come to the library. A couple grade levels were just struggling and asked if we could have the kids go on Makerspace Day. And then we noticed over the weeks, like the kids were realizing, well, if I just don't go to the library and check out a book, then I get more Makerspace time, because our library and Makerspace make an L. So they just feed right into each other. And we just felt bad that, like, you know, we have this great library here. We got all these new books in, and the kids do not want to take the time out of Makerspace to go into there. So we decided to mix things up. I have classes twice a week on like an A week, and then Mrs. Walters has them twice a week on B week out in the Makerspace, and then we flip-flop the other weeks. So I see them twice. And then Mrs. Walters now, what she's doing is we're keeping that Makerspace Day like sacred as the way it is. But what used to be a lesson for them now is just going to be completely centers. So this way, Mrs. Walters can take the students to the library for book checkout. Everyone gets to participate. We keep honing in that importance of literacy with them. And then because we're working with a shorter time, the centers are an easy way to keep STEM as part of this, but not have something that they wouldn't be able to finish. And from my side of it, it's great because with centers, if you have a short amount of time, we're trying it out where we are doing one center for the entire month, figuring that they'll do about half the centers on one day. And then the following time they come back, there'll be like another set of centers. And then I just added this today because I was doing the mitten with second grade, and like the mitten, if you haven't done this activity before, it's based on the Jan Bratt book, and we have all the little animals that you can cut out and give the students to make a habitat for. But all they have is 4 pieces of paper and tape. And I mean, some of them got into color sticks because we had, those are in their team tubs. But I was so impressed with the variety of what they thought of. After when I opened up the little house, they actually had a bed in there. They even had a picture on the wall in there. And so I just want to remind you, like, no matter what school you're at and what you have available, it does not take a lot to bring STEM to your students. So yes, the robots are great. Legos and Hot Wheels and all those extra things are great, and our students love them. But they're also just so proud of themselves doing things like this too. So just keep that in mind. Our Canva tip this month is about forms. So a couple years ago, we found out that because we're on a military base and data breaches and things like that, we could no longer use Google Drive and those products because they wouldn't guarantee that they wouldn't go through data and stuff like that. So I was like heartbroken with when technology told this. I had been like level 2 certified in Google. So kind of pushed me into using Canva. And now I am absolutely mesmerized with Canva and all things. Mary, I used the mitten for grade 2 because we were going into Habitat soon with them. So now Canva has forms. So if you go onto Canva and you go into the elements, they have fixed up those categories. And if you look, you will now find forms. In forms, there's a bunch of different ones on there. But if you go into the education one, that'll bring you to the main things that you're looking for. So there shows you just a couple different things that are in there. Here, you could do like a simple check-in, just like, how are you feeling this morning? If you wanted something for as students are coming in, or if you switch classes or anything like that, you could have them do that and submit it. On there, you can edit, so you can click on it. It will give you all these options of if you want short answer, long answer, multiple choice, a checkbox, email, number, polls, a mood meter, a linear scale, or a star rating are all things that you can put on there. And then up here, you're able to also change the way it's worded and change the color of it as well. So you can have it go along with anything. So here you just fill something up. I can change the color so I can make it go along. And then here I just took from our speed skating. What do speed skaters wear to help them move faster? A, heavy coats, B, boots, C, special suits and skates, or D, helmets only. So when I click on that, then this part will come up where it says the question on the top. When I click on the question, then this drop down box comes. So I'm able to type anything I want in there for the question. I can edit the options. And then you'll notice where it says C, special suits and skates, it has like a purple tone to it. That means I have said that that's the correct answer. So not only will this take the students' answers, but it will also grade it for me with whether they got it correct or not. So here you'll see where it'll tell me, oh, I clicked boots. No, that was not right. That it was supposed to be special suits and skates. And if you do get it right, it just gives you that check. And then once you click on it, you can see the responses. And it'll tell you the timestamp of what they did it, which that part is important too, because if you're doing something and you don't want your kids to rush through it, if you know, like, well, we started this at 1:05 and there's 10 questions, and at 1:07, one of my students is already done. Well, they didn't take a lot of time going through it. So it has a timestamp on there. It gives you a quick visual of how they did. And then it has the option where you can link to sheets also in Canva now if you need to have it more data-driven. It was really simple to use. I just started playing around with it. One of my kindergarten teachers actually came in this morning, and she was asking, like, completely unrelated to school. She was planning her in-laws' anniversary party, and she wanted to know a free way of taking RSVPs. So she made a cute little invitation on Canva, and then I showed her how to make an RSVP to collect the data, and then we just turned that into a QR code that she was able to put onto the invitation, and then right there in Canva, everything is set for her. Michelle, I haven't gone into it a ton and like used it yet about doing it as a pre-test and a post-test. I'm thinking if you maybe make a second copy of it, then it'll reset the data. Here in Texas, we've got a teacher allotment going on now. So now in STEM, I need to figure out how I'm going to be assessing my students on the engineering design process like 2 to 3 times a year. So I'm going to be looking into that more and seeing how I can do it. But I think by making a copy, it will reset it for you. And yes, then you can do it multiple times. On here each month, we also like to do that member STEMspirations. So seeing what you guys are doing in your classrooms and sharing out there. Let's see, the mural was the Traveling Mural Project by Shannon Miller. So here we have Angela Kay. She gave a great idea with the idea of stop motion animation. So we talked about stop motion back for November, where we added that lesson for Balloons Over Broadway. And she shared that if you went to Five Below, there was these little kits with the Finding Nemo. It had a mat behind it and the little characters. And it was a great way for having an inexpensive way of doing a stop motion lesson with your students. Next, we have Katie K, and she was showing her symbols of Christmas STEM centers. If you go on the membership, there's a bunch of them on there. We're always adding more to these as we go along, but you can also mix and match between centers if you want. And use them as you need. You can see which materials you have, and they're printable and ready to go. Next, we have Stacy S. Holiday Reindeer Racing Reindeer Holiday Coding. So these are with the B-Bots. And what's fun with these, they have the little antlers on there that you can print and cut and add onto the B-Bots. And it just adds some cute little fun for your kids to see them transformed into reindeers as they're going around. So like we were talking before, if you said club or here it is here, if you go in and use the code Carly and Adam Club, you can get 30% off your first month or 30% off your annual membership. So regularly it's $15 a month, or it brings it down to $12 a month if you do $144 for the year. If that is something you can get your school to pay for, which of course is even better, they can work with you with POs to get that done as well. I had joined a couple years ago and I figured I would try it for a month, and then there's just so much stuff that was always getting added to it. Way before I started working on it, I saw the value in being part of it, because the amount of time it saved me, especially early on and trying to figure all this stuff out. It was definitely a huge part of our program being built. If you are in Texas or traveling to TCEA in the upcoming week, so the January 31st, I think it is, or February 1st, January 31st, I think it is the first day. Up until February 4th, TCEA is in San Antonio this year. And if you are there Wednesday, February 4th at 8:30 a.m., nice and early, you can come join me for Fantastic Learning, Creativity, and Exploring for Young Minds. So if anyone's there, please come say hi. I always like meeting people. And then if you will save the date, our next planning party is going to be on February 11th, where we will be planning for March already. If you were not here last year, we've got a great March Madness themed activity that we did with inventors last year. We ran it through our school and the kids really enjoyed it. And the teachers loved being able to have the kids learn about new inventors each day. So that'll definitely be something we'll be talking about. Here is your last chance for that giveaway. So if you have not commented anything yet, please make sure you comment something and you can get entered into our giveaway for Tacky and the Winter Games. And then as always, if you have any questions, you can reach out to me or anyone on our Facebook group. If you are, we either have our free Facebook group or our membership Facebook group, and you can write a message on there and someone from our team will get back to you. Or a lot of times there's just great ideas popping up from members or other group members that'll be willing to share with you.
All right, guys, we're going to do a giveaway. I just got a notification that our kid's school is canceled tomorrow due to snow.
Oh.
Yeah, I saw somebody else talking about the snowstorms in Indiana. We are
by canceled,
in
I
the
mean
middle of that.
They're doing synchronous e-learning days now, which as a parent are awesome.
As a teacher, probably not as fun. But
now
as a parent,
I don't have to do the work with my kids. They get on with a teacher on like Zoom. It's not Zoom. They do something different.
Google Meets.
Google Meets.
They do Google Meets.
And they go through everything, which is kind of fun.
Yeah, it's sad that the good old snow days are gone.
I was just thinking that. Yeah, they'll never get to experience a real snow day.
Yeah.
Anyways,
if you joined us late and haven't commented, last chance to comment. We are giving away 2 copies of Tacky and the Winter Games.
All right. Are we giving 2 copies to one person? Or
We
are
are
two to,
doing
two
drawings. 2 drawings.
2 drawings. Oh,
2
guys,
winners.
2 winners. We got 2 winners. All right. Our first winner is. Oh, I saw your name in there. It could, in theory, pick Carly, right? It has done that one time. Bethany. Congratulations, Bethany. You are
a winner.
A winner.
Send in it.
You guys are all winners, but you win the book, okay?
Send an email to info@carlyandadamblog.com. I'm sure Emily will drop that in the chat too, with your address, and we will get your book shipped out.
Okay, we're going to do one more winner, guys.
Suspense is killing.
I know. Gigi.
At Disney.
At Disney. Oh, that's awesome. Oh, should we tell them that we're going to we're going to go to ISTE this year, which is in Orlando. So we're just hanging out.
We're going to Disney.
Connie Ann's going to be speaking at ISTE, doing a session. But Carly and I will be just wandering around the exhibition hall. So if you guys happen to be in Florida and want to meet us, we will be there.
Yeah, we would love to meet some of you in person. We'll get to meet Connie Ann in person for the first time.
Yeah, in person.
It's a crazy thing. So congrats to our winners.
Send us an email, info@carlyandadamblog.com. We will get your book shipped. Your book
as quickly as possible. Thank you all for joining us. We know you guys are busy. We hope that this is helpful and that it when is ISTE? ISTE is in the summertime, like end of June.
Yeah, end of
28th
June.
July 1st.
Yeah.
I think.
Yep. And so, we're going to go to that. So, thank you guys. We will see you at our next planning party, which is on February the 11th. We'll be talking about all things March. I'm sure there'll be some basketball lessons in there. Hopefully, Purdue makes it to the Final Four, and it'll be a great March.
For those of you that joined late, as soon as we end this live, the replay will be up so you can watch from the beginning if you missed something, or if you're a member. Obviously, hopefully you know that this goes on the February section, the replay, so you can watch and rewatch whenever you're ready.
See you guys next time. Thank you. Thank you again, Connie Ann. Good night, everyone.